From Hero to Abuser. Did write an article about this, and I think it might be published by now. The point being, this is, I think, the third in a cycle of articles and podcasts where I'm trying to cover the whole aspect of a narcissistic relationship, from the initial love bombing right to discard, if that's what's going to happen. Okay. And I also know that when I write, I think I write about an intimate relationship. But please don't despair. If your very own abuser is a relation or even a work colleague, they display the same abusive behaviours. Except, of course, if it's a relation, then you are likely to have suffered for as long as you can remember. And you will remember this forever. It may be hurtful now, but you can make it temporary. I'm talking about the devaluation stage, which is a destructive phase in the cycle of your abuse. It typically follows an initial love bombing, an idealization stage, I'll say that again, an idealization stage, which starts the whole cycle of abuse off. Here your narcissist's new love showered you with attention, praise and apparent devotion. Once invested, you are bonded and attached, and they shift tactics. The real nasty individual reveals themselves as they no longer need to keep up the pretense of loving you. So it stops. Difficult being nice when you're really not, and they can't keep that mask going for long. Just long enough for you to be bonded to them. And some people might call that a trauma bond. Trauma is a very overused word, but let's just say bonded for now. Difficult to walk away from. In this devaluation, they will belittle you, demean, manipulate, withdraw emotional support. The aim of all of this is to destabilize you, sow seeds of confusion, and the idea is to keep you off balance. This will increase your dependency on them and assert their control. Now, if you understand this stage, its tactics, the mechanisms, the signs and impacts, it can help you as a survivor recognize the abuse, protect yourself, and begin your healing. A core tactic is a sudden contrast from idealization to criticism. They will flip from adoration to contempt without any clear provocation, and usually clearly out of the blue. Praise becomes rare, compliments are replaced with backhanded remarks, sarcasm or outright insults. That dress would look good on your sister. Those sorts of things. So they're praising the dress, but they are not praising you. It's worth stating here that the bonding calls for some idealization for short periods, and this makes you the victim, hang on to the bad times, thinking the good time, however short, will be coming soon. It's worth noting that in medieval torture, they had rest breaks so that the victim could restore a little feeling, and then the torture would start again. Come on, you couldn't have all the victims dying that quickly, could you? It'd spoil all the fun. You're the victim in just the same way, but in the 21st century. Now, one of the greatest weapons in narcissistic modern-day torture is the silent treatment and withdrawal. A big favourite of the family narcissist. I use the word family when I really mean relation. Family are the people that have your back. Your narcissist in the relation will not have your back. They will be opposed to you. So, emotional withholding, icy silence, sudden disappearances. You are used to punish and compel you to seek reconciliation. You go chasing after them. That reinforces their power over you. Now, I've known this to kick off in a client's relationship over whether the abuser would take out the trash, rubbish in the UK at the end of the day. They thankfully eventually took themselves out of the relationship to the relief and joy of the survivor. It's almost like the trash taking itself to the bin. The abuser denies, minimizes, or rewrites reality to make the target doubt their perceptions. The target is you. You doubt your perception of an event, the memory of it, and even your sanity. We know this as gaslighting. Being accused of being too sensitive or being told your memory is false and it never happened is very easy for your abuser to dictate. Once they have the perception of you under control, this type of abuse is really very simple for them to create. Realize and remember that your abuser will be loved and respected by all in your social circle. This makes it difficult, if not impossible, to declare your abuse to anyone else. That gives them a free space to humiliate you in public. And the other side of that same coin is to add contempt to that of you in private. It's worth saying about the social circle. They will shrink the circle around you, the social circle around you, removing the people that may influence you, so that you end up either with nobody in the social circle or only those people that they can trust, what we would call enablers or flying monkeys, so that you are completely and utterly surrounded by the abuse. Now, this narcissistic abuser, I'm going to call them a behavioural narcissist, BN for short, projects their faults onto you, their target, accusing you of behaviour they themselves are doing. Yes, they may accuse you of flirting or having an affair when it is they testing the waters for your replacement. And it won't be one at a time. I've just lost my place. Right, okay. The narcissist. If you are receiving increasing criticism and predictable put-downs, often framed as jokes and all the rest already stated here, you are being devalued. If your self-esteem oscillates between feeling special during the occasional loving, but also worthless during an abuse attack, then you are being devalued. If you accept a disproportionate part of the blame for relationship problems, you are being devalued. And that counts within the relations of the family and work colleagues. I'll say it again. If you accept a disproportionate part of the blame for relationship problems, you are being devalued. You will feel increasingly isolated from friends and life in general. You become more dependent on pleasing others before your own needs are met, and often they are not met at all. You are being devalued. You may lose sight of some or all of your personal values, interests, and boundaries as you comply with your abuser's demands. This is also devaluation. Some things you can do as a start is perhaps keep a journal. Record dates and times when you are challenged or attacked. Put down what really happened while you remember. Play down the arousal of anger. If possible, remove yourself. Lock yourself in the bathroom or sit in your car if you have one. I remember once working with a client that, I think it was Canada, and what they were doing was their abuser was part of the business that they ran together. And I got her to, when he kicked off at meetings, leave the meeting, get in the car, drive away so he can't do anything about it. And then, of course, when she came back, he would be apologetic. But even a narcissist will find it difficult to keep that rage going if they're on their own. So remove yourself if you possibly can. If you can't, play it down, no eye contact, look away, single word answers if possible. And this is your life. And it doesn't matter if you have that trusted person who is not your abuser's enabler, flying monkey. It is you who has to make this work. I tell my clients all the time, they may learn something in session, but they have to do it when confronted. They can't lean on anybody else. You must plan your safety. If the relationship is abusive, please create a safety plan, especially if there is a risk of escalation or violence. My feeling is that abuse always spirals upwards. In fact, I wrote an article a year or so ago about the upward spiral of abuse and looking more detail of the abuse cycle. Maybe I will republish that. Confidentially, store important documents, finances and emergency contacts. If it's at all practical, make sure you have an escape route. A pair of trainers near somewhere that can't be seen, with maybe some cash in it or a card. Somewhere you can run if you need to. If you seek professional help, make sure the psychotherapist is experienced in this area of work. Some will say they are, but be sure to do your research. Seek immediate help if you are or feel unsafe for yourself or your children if there are any. If you fear for your safety, contact the emergency services or a local domestic violence hotline. Get on with it. Don't think that it won't happen to you. This is what I would call a cognitive dissonance. It's where you hold two facts that don't sit together, so you devalue one yourself rather than accept that they don't work together. So on the one hand you may think, right, I am not safe here, and the other hand you may think, it's not going to happen to me. Trust me, it might. Be aware, and be aware particularly of your safety and escape. Finally, remember, this devaluation is deliberate. It's often predictable and designed to destabilize and control you. Just think about two fighters, for example. What they're doing, whether it's a boxing or judo or karate or whatever martial art, what they are looking for is to create an off-balance situation in their opponent, because when someone is off balance, they are easier to control. Recognize that you are being pushed off balance, and that's what this devaluation does to you, and it is deliberate. Recognize the pattern and its tactics is the first step towards protecting yourself. Recovery involves restoring boundaries, rebuilding self-worth, and finally accessing support. You don't have to navigate this alone. Help is available from psychotherapist support network, crisis services. If you wish, please join my website as a member and you will get exclusive stuff from me. Or if you want to see me, that's great. Remember, I help people to recover from narcissistic abuse, whether they stay put or whether they leave. It's neither here nor there. That's their decision to make. What we do is, if you've lost or losing your sense of self, I and other psychotherapists will be able to help you rebuild it. If you wish to talk to me in any way, you know where to contact me. That is rayfreemanpsychotherapy.com. On YouTube, it's Ray Freeman Psychotherapy. I wish you luck. You're going to need a little bit of luck, but remember that this phase of your life is temporary. You can come out the other side of it and get stronger and make the decisions all for yourself. You take care now. Stay safe and well.